All right, you guys, let's build another one of these cams. Let's do this one here. It's called the Eccentric Cam. The second one, here we go. Open up your Automata file over here. You should have already built it, making the Paracam. I'm just going to stay in the same part studio as the Paracam. Right now, I've got a D of 2.5. It doesn't really matter right now what your configurations are. But I'm going to make a new sketch. Before I do, I think I want just to offset this new sketch a little bit. So I'm going to go up here where it says plane. I click on that. Let's make a new plane that's parallel to the front plane. So I'm just going to click where it says front. And it automatically puts it an inch away offset. And that's good for me. I'm okay with that. And then I'm going to, this Paracam here, I don't really want to look at it anymore. So I'm going to hide it. So now when I look at the front view, there we go. Let's build this eccentric cam. And that says that the diameter needs to be the diameter, D. That's pretty good. That's easy enough. So I can go over here, just make a circle with diameter D. So let's sketch on this new plane, plane 1. And let's make a circle, center it at the center, at the origin there. I've got my coincident constraint right there. It highlights yellow and it shows the symbol for coincident. Click and click. Now watch this. It's prompting me to put in a dimension. So I'm just going to hit the letter D and nothing happened. Well, let's try again. Oh, let's do dimension. Here we go. Click and now I'm hitting D now just because it's one of the configurations that we have. And so I've got two choices. So I'll click on this one, hashtag D there, and I'll say enter. So it just made that dimension whatever we've defined D to be, that diameter. Cool. Let's go back over here and let's put our hole in there. That hole needs to be 1/4 of the diameter away from the origin. Here's how you do that. Grab the circle tool. I'm still in my same sketch, sketch number 2. And I'm going to go down, and it's vertical constraint below. It's not over here. It's boom, vertically below there. And I'll just click somewhere and make that guy. And then when I, escape, when I go to dimension that circle, I need to make that my hole size. So I'm just going to type in H for hole, and I don't need to go very much further. It says, hey, do you want to use the hole diameter? And I do. Click and hit enter. So it gives me that hole diameter of 0.25 because I've specified it to be 0.25. Now let's grab our dimension tool and say where we want that hole. So click on the center to the center. And that distance, I'll type D, and there's my option for the diameter, but it has to be D divided by 4. Cool. So it's going to put that exactly D divided by 4 distance away from the center of the circle. Sweet. And then let's give it a thickness. So hit the extrude tool, grab that guy. And right now it automatically goes a thickness of 1, but let's do a thickness of thickness. So I'm going to type in T for thickness, and we've already defined the thickness to be 0.25, so I just need to click on it and enter. Cool. If you didn't define these before, here's how you do it. You go over to your configurations over here, and you go to add configuration input, and you define an input. So there you go. You've just made an eccentric cam. How about that?